How you doing, Van Diemen? Thought I'd just hop on. I know it's a very weird time for me to jump on, but it's 10 PM here. What is it, Saturday night? Yeah, Saturday night. Just sort out this music volume. Down to, say, 18. I don't know if you can still hear me okay. Turning down this to a reasonable level. There we go. What's up, Crypto Ape? Philip? What's good down under? Oh, the weather. The weather's pretty good. It's a nice temperature, pretty comfortable. Hasn't got hot just yet. Bear with me, I'm just going to get a couple of things out here. A few people in my Discord that I need to ban for spamming this random shit. Wow, okay, so it's Australia won against Tunisia in the World Cup game. That's cool. So it is, you know, we're pretty much a fair chunk into the weekend now, so things have gone pretty quiet. Like if I turn the volume on, you can see, you know, you've got your ramp down off those highs, so we're not pulling in like crazy volume spikes. Let me go to the 4 hour, you can sort of see it as well. I mean, the daily is going to be a bit skewed, but yeah, volume's definitely been dropping, even in the days leading up to the weekend. And you know, Thanksgiving and good, you know, the Black Friday thing, like that's also playing into a, you know, a drop in volume as the traditional market has had a lot of time off in the last couple of days. So yeah, only natural to see a bit of a decline there. I mean, at the moment, I don't think there's any catalysts that are going to be driving the price for Bitcoin and crypto in the next, you know, as per usual over the weekend. Unless we get something that sparks, you know, a change in direction, yeah, we'll probably chop sideways. We're approaching an apex at the moment. The bottom side of the structure is a bit unclear, but definitely got this trend line here coming up from this pivot low here, and that seems to be like in a bit of a rising wedge formation once again. But yeah, like yeah, price is working its way into some kind of an apex if you're looking at it from this perspective, you know, sort of traveling into the pocket. And you know, I don't doubt we're going to get some kind of a move to either break us out of that, you know, before we get pushed into the very corner. I've never really seen price do that, where it's squeezed right into the apex and then just come out the other side, you know, without moving up or down. Never seen anything happen like that before, but so yeah, expecting some kind of a move. Hey, what's happening?
What up, buddy? Hey, we
Yeah,
can't
not
see
much.
your we can't see what you're talking about on the stream, bud.
Oh right, yeah. Let me change up.
Yeah,
I'm
do a
still
little
getting the hang of
switcheroo.
the starting soon screen. There we go. Let me see if I can get this
I'll read the
webcam
chat for
working.
you. No worries.
Yeah, all good. Oh yeah, because I didn't get the message. Just bringing in my camera software that like masks out.
Yeah, I mean, I would like. I'd say we definitely don't have anything to count on for news to go in either direction until more stuff comes out about the SPF case. Maybe there's some revelations that get brought to light about other characters that were involved. But
It's I don't know, like where is he at the moment? Is he still in the Bahamas? I think the last I saw of his whereabouts, someone was posting photos of him on his balcony in one of his. He's still there, still on. Sorry, I think
where's
my internet just
Sam?
dipped slightly. Can you hear me? Yeah. Let me know if you can still hear me.
I can still hear you, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yeah, my internet just dropped out for like 5 seconds there, and that's come back. That's good that they've got a bit of like a grace
Just
period
know
for
the
if you.
stream can hear you.
Yeah, if you drop out, like they give you a chance to reconnect before like stopping the stream, which is cool. Yeah. Yeah, what was I saying? Sam Bankman-Fried, yeah, the last of his whereabouts was like pretty sure at the Bahamas, like someone was like taking sneaky photographs of him on his
Oh, when he was
balcony.
the picture of that guy that was running down the street that looked like him.
Oh yeah, and there was that too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was him. To be honest, like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's every chance. I mean, it's the right area.
that could have been another fat guy with curly hair.
Yeah, could have been, could have been, could have been. Let me see if I can find the pictures of him on his balcony in the Bahamas. Have a look. Images. Bahamas. Yeah, there it is. So this was taken recently, like this week. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this picture with his parents.
Yeah, his parents are there, and disgraced FTX boss Sam Bankman-Fried is seen for the first time since crypto. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Hiding out in the Bahamas, mate. Yeah, dude, I'd be so paranoid if I was him, like, living in the Bahamas. Because, you know, people can get to him. You know, they know where he is. Because there'd be some pretty angry people, I reckon. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely picked up some enemies, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, as far as, yeah, Bitcoin and price goes at the moment, I can kind of see... Oh, that's right, I didn't turn my webcam on. 1 second. I don't even know if this is gonna... Oh wait, that's the wrong camera. Yeah, like your classic weekend price action. Nothing's really happening at the moment. But if you get any kind of development on, you know, anything news based, then maybe that'll cause some kind of action. But yeah, I think Doge got a bit of action or activity because of a tweet, not by Elon Musk, by someone else, suggesting that Elon Musk would get in touch with Vitalik to try and
Mr. Vitalik.
to try and develop like to improve Dogecoin again. Let's see the source for this video feed. One second.
To upgrade it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Random news article from some, I don't know if he's a completely random guy. But another unnecessary pump off news that's maybe not necessarily news. I mean, we're making the money off of it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Solana's got a little bit of action too, but I mean, it's so down that more or less doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still think
I
it's
think Litecoin's still getting.
I feel like Solana can come up and recover back into that range that it was in. Which from here, if it was even just to come 30, up to the 40. Bottom, yeah, it could get back up and at least get above 26. Yeah. And that's like 80% up from here. Yeah, like recover that whole FTX shot down. I think Matic saw a bit of that same shock to its price. And it's, if it came back to where it started before the FTX thing, it's like, yeah, good 50% up, 45 up from here. And Matic's a good project.
Pre-FTX lows.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Litecoin's still been getting some action.
Yeah, Litecoin.
From the air quotes Michael Saylor endorsement.
Right, okay. What did he say? Did he say something about it recently? Or he's...
Okay, so he was in a Twitter space, and they were talking about what other crypto could be labeled a commodity, like Bitcoin.
Oh, right.
So the government's already come out and said that Bitcoin is a commodity, right? So he was saying he was explaining what Litecoin could do to get also registered as a commodity like Bitcoin. He gave a bunch of ifs and coulds and shoulds.
Right. So
and like a kind of like a roadmap as to what it could do to possibly be considered a commodity.
Yeah, right. Like something like a player in the next bull run or in the overall future of crypto.
Yeah. Well, he's not opposed to regulation per se, but he does see that the best regulation route would be to get all these other cryptocurrencies to have to become securities. Or register as securities is the right word, I think.
Yeah. So what's the alternative to the security? They call it just like an asset or
commodity.
Something, or a commodity, right? Okay, yeah. Very good.
Pretty much it's either Bitcoin's classification as a commodity or it's a security, which is what more or less what the XRP case is about.
Yes.
Is it a security or not?
They're still figuring it out. It's like they're they're like the guinea pig.
There's a possible. Well, there's this much for sure. We don't want them to stop fighting that case. We want them to take it to the end.
Yeah, 100%.
As of what do we have that could be a positive catalyst? That's the only thing.
It's like they need to prove that these crypto projects can stand up against the SEC and like actually hold out and like win a case. and not get pushed around.
Yeah.
Because we all know what the SEC
Libri
really
couldn't
should
do
be
it.
focusing
EOS
on.
couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's it. I heard something about EOS recently.
I mean,
Didn't like they.
well,
Yeah, it's to
SEC,
do with
they only care
securities.
about Kim Kardashian, I guess.
Yeah. Like I think they were under the similar scrutiny to what XRP is right now, Ripple, and they didn't want to. They couldn't fight it, or they just didn't fight it. They agreed to be classed as a security. I don't know, something like that. I only watched it the other day on a video.
For EOS?
Yeah, or
Oh yeah, they were 100% a security.
yeah. So yeah, I guess they probably realized that they didn't really have a fight.
They brought in a ridiculous amount of money
It's insane.
and paid some pathetic fees or pathetic fines.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like they got to keep the money that they basically raised off the community, which is insane.
Yeah, off their ICO. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they raised like maybe 1 or 2 billion and like got fined maybe got fined 100 million.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty good profit. Yeah, it's like these big corporations and things that like these multi-million-dollar fines are just like seen as an overhead. It's like a cost of doing business kind of thing. As long as they can stay afloat and continue operating, you know. So this on Bitcoin, I'm just looking at the market structure here, what we're working with. And there still seems to be this line of resistance in play. And then we've got this one down here, which is like, yeah, coming up from this angle. So we've got a bit of a rising wedge on our hands as well. And not to mention we've got this pennant formation, which I've got outlined in the lighter trend lines here. There's a pocket that we're really being squeezed into right here, and then if we break down out of that and come and test the bottom of this trend line, we've got to deal with this pocket too. So there's these two like really tight areas that price has to move out of in the coming hours. We should have a result for that like within the next 24 hours, probably, if not sooner, which is cool. The SPY went completely flat, the S&P 500, because of like the whole Thanksgiving day off and then like the half day Friday. So not too many hints from that part of the market. The dollar index, let's see. Yeah, it's still kind of chopping sideways. There's no like committed direction there. It's, part of a relief off a downtrend, I suppose you could say. If you're looking at the structure from its high here, this is all just downtrend. Getting below this purple line on the dollar index is going to be, just the confirmation of a continuation of this downtrend. So that's what we want to see that happen. And maybe, I don't know, but maybe DXY will hang in this area, this region, until we get, further word from the Fed or, the FOMC board about, or even see that when the CPI figures come out, we'll get, a more committed direction or continuation from the dollar index, which in turn plays into the stock market for sentiment, and then from there also has an effect on crypto, Bitcoin. So, but yeah, I'm gonna look at Dogecoin because that's been that had a couple of good days recently. So even today was not bad. It got up to a high of what was it? Over 9.5 cents, so 9,558. And we seem to be holding above 9 as it stands right now. So on the smaller time frames moving down, we've got ourselves like a potential bull flag. Just trace that out. So if we take that line and then bring down a parallel, it's a bit of like a descending channel there. Now it's probably like still kind of early days with that structure, so it may turn into something more like a pennant depending on how this low pulls in. Like if we get support and then retest the top and potentially break out, but we'll see. Keep an eye on that one. So yeah, Doge is still looking okay, even though it's like stalling a bit here. TA23, how you doing, dude? How much do you rate the cipher indicator out of 10, and is it worth investing in? Thanks. I don't know, like me personally, I have a free cipher indicator by Fu Manchu. As far as I know, it's very similar to the crypto face cipher, like market cipher. Yeah, totally up to you if you think it's worth buying, because I mean I've never used the market cipher indicator, only the Fu Manchu cipher, but apparently they're the same. So one's free, one is like, a few $100. So yeah, but I found this to be pretty helpful.
Is it like $900?
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. So
yeah, my research on it, the differences are negligible and not necessarily worth it.
Right.
And if you want to get one that's more similar to it, there's one called Market Liberator, which they say that CryptoFace stole it from them, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they're donation based completely, so like you give them whatever you want to give them, and they give you access.
Just trying to find it.
Like I gave them $10 last year, and I have full access.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I know Lazy Bear had a.
It's a paid indicator for sure, but you could give them $1.
Okay. I know that that Lazy Bear guy that writes indicators, he has like the squeeze momentum or something like that. Or the momentum oscillator. There's a few, and people say that the cipher is just a remix of a few indicators, including that swing momentum indicator. The wave trend oscillator, maybe? Yeah. So.
Well, Lazy Bear has a. Lazy Bear's like king in the castle on TradingView.
Yeah, exactly. He's got like the highest rated
damn indicator for everything.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But
see if I can arrange it by
his.
Yeah, the squeeze momentum is definitely up there. His wave trend oscillator is 4th.
Off the top. Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
At least the oscillator for VMC or Cypher is WT Cross, VWAP, Money Flow, and RSI all into one.
Yeah, that's stochastic RSI. Yeah, it's.
But the meat and potatoes is WT Cross.
Yeah. I've heard similar
Whatever.
that it's just a
WBC
remix.
Cross and
It's
Money
a
Flow
mashup.
and VWAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely
Nice
making money.
packaged, condensed version of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just looking at Dogecoin here, like, so the last hour it's come down about 1%, just under 1%. So it is starting to trace out and look like it might be a potential flag, bull flag, but I think a positive break for Bitcoin would cause that flag to play out bullish. Like if Bitcoin was able to come up and test, say, 17K in the next few hours, maybe that's where Doge, you know, comes out and breaks out of this flag here and rallies up higher. But yeah, I guess we'll keep an eye on that. Still kind of early to call that, but play it safe either way. Of course, with like stop losses, that kind of thing. What I was gonna do, yeah, I was gonna check CoinDesk, because they seem to be a pretty decent resource for like news as well, right? CoinDesk.
Yeah, they're not
Off,
horrible.
like,
They're a little bit behind. And Twitter's
Mhm.
always going to win.
Right, yeah. Crypto exchange Huobi denies rumors it will merge with Poloniex. There you go, that's interesting. US state regulators investigating crypto trading firm Genesis Global Capital barons. Okay, so regulators are like closing in to do an investigation there. Crypto exchange Binance delists Serum trading pairs amid FTX connection. Okay. So they're basically just cauterizing the wound. They're just cutting any kind of affiliation with FTX. They're like, no thank you. Bitcoin.org's Cobra must unmask to challenge Craig Wright's legal costs. UK court rules. Okay. So that they want, basically there's a court proceeding going on, and this person that goes by the name of Cobra on Bitcoin.org has to come out and show himself, I suppose. That's interesting. First mover Americas, Binance increases recovery fund. Wrapped Bitcoin loses its peg. Turkish authorities order seizure of suspicious FTX assets. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of FTX fallout still. But it kind of feels like the FTX drama has slowed down a lot. I feel like, you know, we've seen the biggest impact so far to price thanks to FTX. I think if we're going to go down again, like if there's something that's going to come out and cause like a further crash, it would be either Grayscale or Genesis. So those two situations are probably going to cause that next leg down. So what I was talking about earlier with Serrano before I started the stream, we were talking about the low that we pulled in June, which was 17,600-ish, right? Now, even with the FTX collapse and all of the, you know, the fear out there, we still only came down off the previous low. I think it's less than $3,000. It's like 2,000 something or other. Let me just measure that. So yeah, a new low set in that was only $2,150 lower than the previous low. That's not the end of the world. If there's any like further collapses or bankruptcies, and you know, we've already sort of wrung out the last drops of liquidity in the in the market. Like sure there is like more there, but it's like, I think the whole capitulation part, this is just my hunch, I feel like that's mostly over, and whatever's left is gonna be marginal compared to what we've already seen get squeezed out. I think it would be, you know, a lot of people that have serious amounts of Bitcoin. Do you really think they're going to unload at these prices? You know, do you think they're going to dump it? I think, you know, that serious money in Bitcoin is, they got out a long time ago. Like, I know I've said that a few times before, but that's my take on it. I feel like they would have got out during either, if not the initial fall, then the fall that we had after March, and definitely this third fall, the Celsius collapse. Because I think the first one, that one there is the FTX. I mean, sorry, the Luna Black Swan. Yeah, the Luna collapse, then the Celsius collapse, then FTX a number of months later. So, you know, if you're not out now, you kind of missed the boat for, you know, big serious money to jump out of Bitcoin. So at this point, it's like, you know, what's more worth your time and efforts? Is it better to just stay where you are at, you know, with the drawdown that you've realized, or not realized, but your unrealized like hit, and then say buy this dip, either, you know, start averaging in now, or wait for that potential next like run down to 14k or 12 or 10k, depending how severe it is, if it even happens, right? So yeah, that's my kind of outlook on it. So just looking back to Bitcoin here, we are really coming in and testing this potential trend line. You know, I'm kind of thinking that more people, instead of looking at this supposed trend here, would be more looking to this trend here, which started here and got a huge touch here. You know, we got a touch here, but then eventually broke through it, and it became resistance. You know, this inverse head and shoulder is what pushed us back up into this pennant again. So we've got downside testing, like many tests. So this is a pretty legitimate structure here. And then we've also got the upside tests. So we're definitely getting squeezed down toward this apex here. And it looks like we're starting to come out of whatever this trend line is here. It's not looking great for support. But yeah, we're still in that larger pennant. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover with Bitcoin. Not a whole lot more to say, because it you know, it being the weekend, I don't think there's any like major news articles that have come out like in the last day or so. So things are going to be kind of flat and quiet for the next, say, 48 hours, I think. But yeah, I am like, that's the cool thing about this these markets, is like it makes you look forward to a Monday morning, because you get to see, you know, what the S&P is going to do. Mondays have become a whole different animal now. No more Monday-itis. So what else is worth a look here? So we've sort of covered Litecoin. Matic is kind of down. We've had a look at Solana. Ethereum, okay, Ethereum's back up above 1200. Yeah, okay, BRA. I'll check that out. Just gonna have a very quick glimpse at Ethereum. Okay, so it's in like a short-term uptrend here. Kind of looking inverse head and shoulders. I don't know. Potentially that's a bit of a stretch, but because like, you know, coming off this, you know, did we come up first and then cause the shoulder, which is not really valid in that sense, but yeah. It's good to see it holding ground somewhat, you know, it's above 1200. All right, let's check out VRA. Might have to go to my bigger list for that. See if I've even got it in here. TUV. No, I don't have it. I'll get that added in. Okay, Veracity. I have heard of Veracity. Rings a bell. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks very similar to Ethereum, surprisingly. Let me just go back to the ETH chart. So we're down on the 1 hour chart zoomed out. Let's go to the like 4 hour. Find Ethereum. So there's Ethereum. Yeah, it's not perfectly the same, but it rhymes. So let's go back to VRA again. There is like a sort of pennant structure here with it, from what I can see. So we've got, you know, the low side increasing, so the higher lows, and then we've got the highs decreasing, so lower highs but higher lows, so pennant. And we're just consolidating for now. I would say a lot of the altcoins are probably waiting for the effect of, you know, Bitcoin to pull the influence, to drive the sentiment. And Bitcoin's just kind of not budging right now. Sort of gone flat for the last few hours. Just getting a little notification here saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So let me know if you can't hear me. Although you probably, yeah, that's a funny question. If you can't hear me, you wouldn't respond, but Clinton says, hey bud, check FTX token. So FTT, that's weird to me. I haven't looked at FTT since the whole drama unfolded, but it's funny that it's still traded, you know. I have to change the exchange that I'm looking at on, because who still lists it? Okay, KuCoin apparently has it. Yeah, it's gone flat as a tack. I don't think you're going to be making much money on FTX, but that's just my gut feeling. Just looking at it from these lows here up to this high. Okay, so that's a 25% little climb there. So yeah, I mean, if you're willing to risk getting into that, it's kind of like, it reminds me of when people were still trading BitConnect after its collapse. If you can remember that.
Those candles are crazy.
Yeah. So these, you know, the closer you get to $1, or like 0 even, yeah. These are 4 hour candles. Let me go back down to the hour chart. This candle would have been pretty awesome to get in on. 13% up. But if you were buying, if you felt comfortable enough to where, you know, it's pulled in these lows here, and then you're getting evidence that there's support up higher just here, maybe that would have given you the confidence to take some kind of position in this area. with a, you know, a stop set probably like here or just below this wick here, the swing low, right? And then, you know, in preparation for any potential move up, which, you know, happened. But yeah, I don't know. I don't tend to mess with things that have had some kind of fall. Not saying that you can't like do whatever you want to do, but yeah, just be careful of things that are very unpredictable and wild. Yeah, FTT token. God, it had a long way to fall. I think, what did it get up to? Like, okay, $70. Now down to $1.38. Whoa. Severe correction, 98%. Is that what Amazon came down to at some point after the .com bubble burst? I think their stock value went down, yeah, like 98% or something like that. And Jeff Bezos just held on. He's like, no, we're still going to be here. We're still working on the site, and you know, and they came back. So, you know, they didn't. I'm not comparing FTX to Amazon by any means. FTX is like basically an illegal operation, whereas Amazon just suffered the hit of the year 2000 crash, market crash, .com bubble burst. To which I think, I'm not sure when that burst. Was that 2001? The year after? Let me go back here. Yeah, basically it found a peak in 2000, early 2000, and then crashed for the rest of the year into 2001, finally finding a bottom in like early 03, the S&P 500 from that .com era. Go back to the daily here. Excuse me, yawning on camera. Not a good look. So this is the S&P 500. I'm just going back to September. Just want to see if there was any kind of like market impact. September 11, I see like trading was suspended for some time there. But yeah, there was definitely that dip there. So things were already on a decline before the World Trade Center attack, and then trading got suspended for like a week, opened back up, and I guess it found that pivot on the 21st, so 11 days later, and then rallied back up again. Interesting. Planning on buying FTT. Could it be like Luna? Yeah, potentially. You just want to keep your eye on any notifications from an exchange if you're going to get into FTT, because they could delist it. You know, I think Binance already delisted FTT token. I'm not sure if they put out a warning to so customers could get out of any positions they might have held before doing that. But yeah, that's why it's certainly worth being careful, I would say, playing with things that have crashed or in the process of crashing and getting, you know, heavily scrutinized by the company's bankrupt, like they filed for bankruptcy, so like, yeah, getting into it's just a big risk, I find. But hey, you never know. You could get lucky and just catch like a brief ride on a space of like an hour or two, and it could be worth the risk potentially. But yeah. Go back to Bitcoin here. So still flat. No surprise there. Saturday, Sunday. Seems to go to sleep. Speaking of which, I think it's just about time I wrap it up anyway, and apologies for the fact that I didn't stream this morning around the candle close like I usually would. But yeah, tomorrow morning should be on, and we'll see what happened out of this this pennant and see if anything became of it. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't smashed the like button already, feel free to give it a tap before you close the window. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.